In this video, I'm going to give you guys a detailed review of the off-white VULCs as well as a comparison to the old school Vans. What is going on, guys? Hess here, CollectiveKicks.com. If you guys want to shop this week's top sneaker deals, check the link in the description. And in this video, I want to give you guys a detailed look and review of the off-white VULC. This is the checkered colorway, and I absolutely love this shoe. I did an unboxing of this shoe already, but a lot of people are like, dude, that's like a glorified, overpriced version of this shoe right here. And this is the Vans Old School. So I wanted to have a comparison for you guys in this video since I have both of these shoes. And if you guys wanted to know the theme of this one, this is my Homer Simpson inspired joints right here, complete with the little pink donuts. I ended up designing these on Vans website. If you guys want to design your own, check the link in the description. This was a super fun colorway for me to do. I've been a big fan of the Simpsons though for a long time, so I had to pull the trigger on this colorway. I thought it was really well executed, at least in my opinion. But anyway, the comparison between these two shoes, I'm going to give you guys first an overview of this shoe right here, and then I'll give you guys the comparison next to the Vans here. So first things first is the off-white box. It says 2013, it says shoebox in the quotation marks, and it says off-white Virgil Abloh, defining the gray area between black and white as the color off-white trademark. And then it says off-white on the bottom right there, trademark. And on the back, you can see the price tag at $250. I got mine from BG right there. And the front shows shoebox, SB, and then it doesn't say anything really else. I had a hard time understanding the branding of this because it doesn't say that these are VULCs except for on this piece of paper. It says VULC low top and the color is all over. And then you can screenshot all of that if you want to read that. I don't know why this says 2003 so much. Maybe that is when Off-White was founded. You guys can correct me in the comments as you guys normally do. The overall shoe definitely has the old school vibes. However, there is some pretty big differences, and I'll show you guys those differences when we get into the comparison. But it does have the copyright 2018 branding right here over top of the checkered. Then it has the off-white logo here, and you can see it's actually stitched underneath the black suede panel for the laces. Shoelaces, one of the coolest details in my opinion. It says shoelaces, but this is wax dipped laces, not just the lace tips, the laces all the way up to here, and I just love that detail. I think it's just a crazy, crazy concept, and I can see them doing that a ton more, as I mentioned in my unboxing. Inside of the shoe, it says off-white Virgil Abloh, and then it gives his Italy address right there. I don't think that these are actually constructed in Italy, but when he did the off-white collection for like Nike and Jordan, they did have like the Beaverton, Oregon thing, which obviously that's Beaverton, Oregon is their headquarters. So I'm assuming obviously this is his headquarters, which we already know that he does this thing in Milan. So you can see it also has this huge red rubberized section of the midsole, which is a really cool detail that is obviously much different than what we see on the old schools. And then it says off, and then it wraps around the midsole here and says off. And I really like these because these are actually rubberized panels that are glued onto the midsole all the way around the shoe. Instead of just being like painted black stripes, it's actually like big, huge, ridiculous stripes on the midsole, which probably adds to the weight a little bit. These are quite significantly heavy comparison to the old schools. Also, you have the sole, which is really, really heavy rubber. And it looks kind of like Boost from a distance, but when you get up close, it's kind of texturized like wall popcorn, if you will. Like, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of that at least, but it's just really heavy rubber. Inside the shoe, you have the off-white logo, and then you have a canvas liner. Underneath the tongue, it does say the size of the shoe. Mine's a Euro 42, which equals a men's 8.5. But I will tell you that a 42 equals a men's 8.5, but it really fits like a 9 or a 9.5. I would say a 9 is most comfortable. 9.5 is what I normally wear, and these fit me pretty perfect. Again, on the tongue, you do see that off-white Virgil Abloh branding, white, black, 2013. And the overall upper is actually a white canvas with black that is fused all over for the checkers. You also do have a nice heavy-duty rubber toe guard on the shoe. So now that you have an overview of this shoe, let's compare to the old schools. The off-white shoes are definitely a lot bulkier. This is a lot heavier. It feels a little bit wider as well. And then obviously you have so many different overlays on top of the shoe versus the all-canvas Vans with the rubber midsole. Starting from the toe area of the shoe, it does look really similar though on both shoes, obviously. As well as the cuts of the shoe, you can see the toe cap area right here is cut exactly the same on both shoes. The inside panel of both shoes also have the same cut. Major difference, obviously the old school has the wavy line that it's known for down the middle of the shoe. Off-White doesn't have that, but it has an extra little element of the midsole that sticks up more. You also don't have the extra stitching like you do on the Vans Old School on the VULCs. On the Vans though, there's piping on the tongue, and on the Off-Whites you could see it just has no piping. Vans also have eyelets for the laces. The Off-Whites have the same paneling, but obviously there's no eyelets to the shoe. So comparing this side of the shoe, they both have their own types of branding, the Off-White logo here versus the Vans wave across the shoe. And as I mentioned, the stitching here, which you do not have on the VULC, but you do have the same stitching across the collar and the heel tab of the shoe. Very, very similar on the Vans. And then as you work your way to the back of the shoe, I mean, it looks like the identical shoe. It has double stitching across the heel cup of the shoe as well as on the Vans. And then you also have stitching down the split right here on both of the shoes. I will say though, the Off-Whites do sit higher. On the back section, you can see it's twice as high here as on the Old Skools. Company logos on the bottom. If you look at the midsoles, they're definitely a lot different. They're both obviously rubberized, which is very similar, but the texture of the Vans is a lot different than the big thick chunk of midsole that the Off-Whites have. Also, it's a little bit ribbed at the top section right there of the Vans versus, again, just a big chunk on the Off-Whites. The Off-White midsole honestly reminds me of like a fondant on like a cake or something like that. That's the way it looks to me. I don't know why. On the back of the shoe, you can see the traditional Vans logo here. Maybe that's why they decided to do this overlay on top, because of the Vans stamp on the back. It's very similar. This is where they're totally different and where they probably had to be. I'm assuming Vans has this pattern right here. This is the section right here where your pedals on your BMX bike usually went. And then on the Off-White, it has a real heavy rubber on the bottom of the shoe. Honestly, I don't know how Virgil can get away with this, because this is such a absolute bite on the Vans joints. And honestly, if you told me this was a Virgil Vans collaboration, like, I would totally believe it. It just looks and feels exactly like a Vans collab. But this is kind of like a premium version of these shoes. These are well under $100 at retail, and these ones retail at $250. That just goes to show you the difference, quote unquote, premium brand, I guess. They can charge 3-4 times more for the same exact thing, just done in a little bit of a reinvented fashion. What do you guys think though? Would you guys pay the extra $250 for a pair of these just to have the fancy name Off-White on the shoe, or is this a complete ripoff to you? Personally, I think that this is a nice crossover shoe. For somebody that has Vans, for somebody that has a lot of other sneakers, this is kind of like a higher end version of that, and it gives you kind of that same Off-White vibe that he brought us with the Nike collection, but done so with a Vans vibe, which I really think is cool, but I don't think Vans would probably love it. At the end of the day, this is a cheaper shoe than what normally Off-White charges for the shoes. Usually they're upwards of $600 or $700. For me, it was a no-brainer that I would try to pull the trigger and get a pair. So happy that I got them. And I still like Vans as well. I think Vans is just one of those classics. So the big question of the video, is it worth paying $250 for the VULC, which is the Old Skool basically from Off-White? And I say personally, yes, I think it's worth it. $250 is a steep price point, but not comparison to the other sneakers that Off-White offers, even though this is a ripoff, more or less, of the Old Skools. The Old Skools you can get for a really cheap price, but the quality materials on here are really nice. The build quality is really significant in hand, and I like that there's something familiar to it, which is kind of what they did with like Nike's Off-White collection, like you can see here. So I like that they did something different, and I'm all in on it. I think it was a great buy at $250. If you're interested in buying a pair of these, check the link in the description. If you'd rather go the Vans Old Skool routes, you can check the link in the description for these as well. But thank you guys for stopping by and watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully it was informative. If it was, smack the thumbs up button. Subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. I post sneaker videos almost every day. And notification bell if you want to be notified when I post those videos. At this time, if you guys want to click the screen, check the other videos on my channel, feel free to do so. But have a great rest of the day, and we'll catch you guys for some more videos very soon. Peace.